My name is Sean Mulholland, the city manager for the city of Lebanon, and I bring you LebAnswers for the week from the question of the week. And this week's question is in regards another question about roads, and we're talking about the week of the 15th of March. And the question we have today is who in city government should receive concerns about the maintenance of city streets? The pavement going into West Lebanon on Route 10 and going over the bridge down South Main Street toward the shopping district, and I-89 is in disrepair or very bumpy due to sewer covers below the surface of the pavement. The bridge has been this way for about 6 or 7 years since I moved into West Lebanon in 2017. The side rails of the bridge look as if they are rusting away any moment, especially if a heavy truck bumps into them or shakes the bridge crossing it. Who is responsible for these streets, the city or the state? The Department of Public Works is responsible for all city streets and the maintenance of and the reconstruction of those, that infrastructure. That's the department responsible for that. In terms of the responsibility for a street, that depends on the street. There are several state routes, Route 120, Route 10, and Route 4 that cross through the city. Those are state routes, or in some cases federal routes, that are maintained by the state or owned by the state. And then in the compact areas of the city, and those are delineated, there's actually little signs that say the compact area, you're entering the compact area of the city. Those parts of the roadway, even though they belong to the state of New Hampshire, are maintained by the city. And depending upon what the project is, the state will provide funding for that, and a lot of that comes through the federal government. So there are two particular streets we talked about here, the condition of Route 10, especially in West Lebanon, and I'll just pass through some of the photographs here that we take a look at that. Here's Main Street in West Lebanon. This is a state route. This road, Main Street in West Lebanon, is going to be reconstructed in 2025. It's scheduled to be. The city received a grant from Congresswoman Custer, a congressionally directed spending grant for $2.3 million for a $4 million project to reconstruct this street and build a roundabout at the corner of Bridge Street. So that is scheduled for 2025. If everything goes as scheduled, the majority of the work will be done then, and the finished coat of pavement will probably be done in the spring of 2026. So that's what that is scheduled for. And these sewer covers will be dealt with. They'll be raised or lowered depending upon how much they grind down of the pavement to make them as close to level with the roadway as possible. And then there was discussion about the bridge, the Route 12A bridge. A lot of folks commonly refer to it as the dry bridge because there's no water underneath it, and the railroad travels underneath this particular bridge. This bridge was constructed in the 1940s and is a red listed bridge. It does belong to the state of New Hampshire. It's on Route 12A, which is a state route. It is in the compact area of the city, so the city does do the regular maintenance of it. The project is scheduled for reconstruction in 2025 and 26. It's a 2-year project. The project is about just under $17 million, although we expect the cost of that is going to go up. We'll be getting some new information on that shortly. It's a 2-year project because we have to create a bypass bridge to the left side of this photograph that will that will allow traffic to pass through while they're reconstructing and rebuilding this bridge and extending that out. And there'll be an additional travel lane just to the very left as you're traveling from the shopping district into West Lebanon. There'll be a right turn lane that will be added that's not there now. There'll be a retaining wall built in that area. And then the red house that you see here that the city purchased will be torn down. And there's another house to the right that you can't see at the other end of that bridge that will also be torn down, allowing a new access road into the Westboro Yard, where the city is trying to acquire parts of the Westboro Yard to allow for recreational purposes down in that area. This project was built in this bridge was built in the 1940s. It's in very poor condition. It is safe to operate on. It's inspected by the state of New Hampshire DOT bridge engineering crew twice a year. And the city engineers, I have asked them to look at it once a month because of the level of deterioration on this bridge. And we are concerned about it. But again, it's been deemed safe for travel by DOT, the DOT bridge engineers. So as long as that is the case, it will remain open. And we hope the project begins in 2025 and is completed in 2026. But we have little control over that as the state of New Hampshire controls the funding of that. The project will be funded 80% by the state and 20% by the city because it's within that compact area of the city. And again, it's, as you can see, in very poor condition. And I'll just show you some additional photographs for those of you who have not seen it up close. You can see the surface of it is in poor condition. The guardrails on both sides, and that's why we installed new guardrails, as you can see, in addition to the old guardrail that was built probably in the 1940s. And then we don't have photographs on the underside of it. Here's just a little bit, but again, you can see that the bridge is in pretty poor condition overall, which is not uncommon. There's a lot of bridges in our state, unfortunately, that are red listed, as well as across the country. There's a long list, and there's a backlog in terms of funds to be able to do this. This project has been in the works since the 1990s, and it's been designed a couple of different times. It's rather frustrating for the city. We've been trying to get this done, but we're dealing with two other levels of government that have to approve everything that is done on the project, and that continues to add time. And every year there's a delay. The cost of the project continues to go up. Again, small photographs showing the railroad underneath. And again, the construction of the temporary, I won't call it temporary, but the additional guardrail that was installed, because the other guardrail, as you can see, is almost completely gone in some cases and does no longer serve the purpose. So that's why we added this additional guardrail to make sure that vehicles don't fall off of the bridge if they should go off the side. And again, that's the LebAnswers of the week for the week of March 15th. Please keep your questions coming. These are really good questions that are coming in, appropriate questions, and we will continue to try to answer those as best we can. Have a good day.